Welcome to session 2. Welcome to KDP for B2B. This is my husband, Rob Chrin, joining me today, and I'm Tammie Chrin, and we are the founders of KDP for B2B. And if you're new to KDP, which we're going to be talking about, you have no idea what I'm talking about. All right, Rob?
That's right. Another acronym.
All right. Yeah, we have a lot of acronyms in this business. And so we're always throwing these out. And we're going to share with you some of those terms so that you're aware of what we're talking about and not clueless. Like, I have no idea what KDP for B2B is. And that name kind of got started a long time ago, and it's kind of stuck with us. Sometimes you think, oh, I should change it. But, we like to explain it over and over to people. So we'll get started today. Thank you for showing up today and joining us for session 2. And this is going to be about, if you're new to Amazon's print on demand, which is called KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing. Hence KDP for B2B. So we'll tell you a lot more about that part. Yep. But so we're going to run through what this is all about. So if you're brand new, this is great information for you. I'm going to have some slides coming up in a second, but I just wanted to let you know, if you have any questions, we'll answer those at the end of this session so we can just keep moving forward. But always feel free to reach out to Rob or I, DM us, tag us in this Facebook group. We're more than happy to answer any questions about Kindle Direct Publishing and KDP for B2B. So don't feel like I don't know what to ask or how, just ask us the questions. We're here for you to help you and guide you.
Yeah. And if you're watching it on a replay, feel free to ask questions then too. We're going to monitor and respond.
Yeah, just do the hashtag replay. That helps us find it and know where we're at with everything. Yeah. So let's get started, because I know you guys are anxious and excited about, how do I get this model working for myself? I didn't even know Amazon had a print on demand service, because a lot of people don't know that. That's a big topic of, this is an actual print on demand service. And there's a lot of those around, but Amazon, we'll tell you why Amazon's one of the best ones to use for your business. All right, I'm going to go to slides. So give me 1 second here, everybody. This takes a little bit of finagling. And let me just get it large screen so you can see it all.
Yep.
And then let me know when it's up, Rob.
It's spinning right now.
It's spinning?
It is up.
All right. Okay. All right. So this is the topic today. If you're new with Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing, also known as KDP, because the name is so long, everyone shortens it. And you can actually build your business around publishing books, and you use Amazon's platform to print them.
Yep.
Does that make sense? All right. So you want to know how you can build your own business with KDP. And I'm going to kind of go through this fairly quickly, but I just want to give you an overview of what is Kindle Direct Publishing. So the next slide here. So a lot of people, when they think of KDP, they think of the Kindle part of it, the online ebooks.
Digital ebooks, yeah.
Digital ebooks, yeah, because that was really where they kind of started and all that happened. But they actually have real books. So these are printed books, and I'm going to show you some examples in a little bit. But printed books, they're actual physical books. So because their name is a little bit tricky with the Kindle, right. That throws everybody off. So you'll be publishing real books and using Amazon's print on demand. It started 13 years ago, was just ebooks. So that's where everybody gets a little confused. So it was just ebooks. And then they, go to the next slide here, I'll show you. So Kindle Direct Publishing really started in 2007 for their Amazon's Kindle device. Then they started adding, I should say 2007, they started adding, you can upload documents in several formats for KDP. And you can actually charge people to buy the book. So when you go on to Amazon and you want to buy a journal, tracker, or anything, and it's been published through Kindle Direct Publishing, the people who are selling it are going to make a royalty, and that could be you. I found this interesting too. The documents may be written in 44 languages. So this is a worldwide business as well. So when you're thinking about yourself and you're creating these books, it can be in many languages. It doesn't have to just be the United States or in English. So, or if you want to sell it in Germany, you could have that language, Italian, that language, English, obviously, and go from there. So you don't have to think small, you can think global. And in 2016, Amazon also added paperback option. I'm sorry, I misspoke. So 2007 is when the Kindle Direct device was currently, up on Amazon. In 2016, Amazon added the paperback option, which is print-on-demand technology, and the goal is to offer digital and print self-publishing. So this is only since 2016, which isn't that long ago in that sense. Amazon's been around for quite a while, but now they actually created this whole publishing, self-publishing, and really gave us so much opportunity and to create these businesses.
Right.
And Amazon has been promoting authors and their capability of publishing both ebooks and paper books through the same platform.
Yeah, just wanted to say, just recently we found out that they're starting to do a beta test for hardcover books. I don't know if you're talking about that at all, but just wanted to make a comment on that they're going to probably keep expanding,
Yes, yeah. I think they're finding that a lot of people are, wanting to create these books, and there are a softer style booklet. I have some here, but you can see these are real books. Mm-hmm. And they're, you can have gloss or matte finishes on the cover. Yeah. We'll talk more about that this week, but I'm just going to keep going here and go to the next slide. So 3 ways to make money with KDP. So I'm going to tell you 3 ways you can make money using this print-on-demand platform. Mm-hmm. So one is you could write your own book, write literature books for yourself or others. Mm-hmm. You could do children's books and cookbooks. So you use Amazon's KDP, you go onto their site and you upload your booklet and it goes up onto Amazon, and anytime it sells, you make a royalty. So that's how you make money on those.
Yeah. So those, just as a quick thing, sorry to interrupt. So those could be like if you had a PDF or something else, or you would create something to write the book in a Word doc or whatever, but then you would eventually, once it's ready, upload it to Amazon's platform to be able to have a physical book there. So. Yes.
And then it's under your account. So you, anytime that book is sold, you make money. Royalty, they call it. So you'll hear the word royalty a lot, and that just means you're going to make money every time a booklet is sold or a book is sold. But yeah, so if you've had a book in mind that you've always wanted to write and you have written and you want to self-publish, this is one way you can do that. You don't have to get a publisher anymore and all that. Now, getting your book sold is a whole nother level, right? From my own experience. But I'm not going to get too heavily into that because that's a whole nother side of KDP, but it's basically you have to run ads and drive traffic to your book. So your book isn't normally going to just sell unless you promote it or you have a promotional company.
Or an audience already that you've developed.
Or an audience already. Yeah. So just be aware of that just because you upload your book you've had in mind for 10 years and now you finally get it done. And it is exciting. I mean, we've all been super excited about writing our own books, and self-publishing is a fantastic way for you to go about this. Yep. And I highly recommend it if it's always something you've wanted, but it doesn't normally sell that well. Because publishers, when you go to a publishing company, they are promoting your book. They are putting it out to the world, and they have an audience already. Now, like Rob said, if you have an audience, feel free to, promote away. The other one is, if you just want to have it and, share it with friends and family, and that's fantastic. It's a great thing to do.
Yeah. And, one of the things great about print on demand, just like the name says, it's, you only print, or only books get printed when they're sold. And to use the service, what's great about doing a book like this, it doesn't cost you money to put it up there. So if you have it and it sells great, but it doesn't necessarily going to cost you money to put it up there.
Right. And in other print on demand services or other companies, you have to buy a certain amount of booklets or books, I should say, a certain amount of books. So the least I've seen is about 25 books. So say you write your book and you make a mistake. Now you have 25 to 100 books with the same mistake. The beauty of Amazon's KDP is you can actually change the mistake right there in your account, in the PDF, and then upload it again, and it's corrected within, usually it's about 24 hours that they'll upload it again correctly. So that's a pretty great feature. And that is one little tip right there that is going to move into the whole week. We're going to be talking about how that'll affect your business as well.
Yep.
So yes, so you have no inventory costs. It doesn't cost you anything to join KDP. There's no fees to join or anything. If your book sells, you make money. If it doesn't sell, there's no fees to have your book up on KDP.
Right.
All right. Anything else, Rob, before I move to 2?
Nope, go ahead.
All right. Okay, so number 2 is creating low content books. You're going to hear this word often too. Some people use LCB as an acronym as well, but low content books are things like journals, trackers, guides, logs, checklists, notebooks, and planners. Now that's a lot of different types of books, but you can think of a journal. It just has basically lines, maybe a prompt or 2 in there. It's very low content. It's not a literature book. It's a low content book. There's a little bit more than low content, and there's templates for this if you wanted to get into it. And I have resources for this as well. It's coloring books or puzzle books, even the cookbooks. That's another way to get a booklet or a book up on Amazon in the KDP world, sell them and make money. So I didn't want anybody to get confused with low content and maybe a little bit more like a coloring book and a puzzle book. That is a little bit more involved, but you can really start with a lined journal and create a beautiful cover. The cover's what's going to sell. So something that's trending and something that's, fun. There's a lot of people in this area doing this, but if you have a creative style, if you have something unique, that can do very, very well. And the other thing that you need to do is to drive traffic to your book. So again, that gets to be ads. And we can talk more about ads if you'd like, but ads are something you have to pay for. So that's a cost to drive the traffic from Amazon onto your book. Yep. Do you want to add any more to that, Rob, since you do ads yourself?
No, I think that's it. You have to find kind of what they talk about as keywords, that people will be searching for. What terms would somebody type in to find your particular book? And
right.
And the difficulty is these low content books. It's a lot of competition right now.
Right.
So it's always hard to try to make yourself stand out. And advertising is a way, but there's a cost to that. So all of these have a pro and con, but it's a way that you can get started and have opportunities, especially if you have a unique twist on some of these things. So
right.
It's just a journal, daily journal, as an example, very generic. That's going to have a difficult time selling. But if you had some unique twist on something that you have experience or knowledge of, or something else, there may be opportunities that you could stand out from your competition for sure.
Correct. And like we said before with the literature books, if you have an audience already, say you are a fitness trainer and you have this huge audience and you just want to create a tracker, well, that's going to drive that traffic to that booklet as well. But on the big platform, like we're talking about, the traffic is driven by uniqueness, maybe the niche. You have a really unique niche to this booklet. The cover is very different, or the interior is something that's going to really stand out. And so like we were saying, this is a very great business model, it just has a lot of competition. So you have to just think about that. Just because you throw your book up there doesn't mean it's going to sell. And I found that out the hard way as well.
Right.
So I did all this. I did all the low content books and keywords and trying to find the right keywords. And the keywords is something like, if it's sparkly unicorn, it's sparkly. It was one keyword. Unicorn is another word. So if I typed in sparkly unicorn, it might lead you to that book by a keyword.
Yep.
Yeah. So the third one is KDP for B2B. And so I went from 2 to 3 because I was sitting there doing KDP and I couldn't get the traffic to really drive to my journals and trackers. I don't have a graphic background, which you don't need, but in order to stand out, it really has to be something unique and something that people are looking for. And so I put my journal up there and I was all excited, and it didn't sell. I sold one to my sister, but it didn't sell. Thank you, my sister. But it didn't sell because I didn't have anything unique. It wasn't a unique niche. It was just a, daily journal, like Rob said. It had a beautiful cover, I thought, but what did the audience look for?
Right. Yeah.
Not enough. So that's where KDP for B2B was started. And I came up with that because I've been in business for so long that I realized KDP books would really fit with business people. So we're going to take this model, KDP, that we're talking about, journals and trackers and guides and logs and checklists, and then brand the booklets for the business. And then so there can still be that low content interior, or if the interior is for a business, they already have a course, workshop, or more, anything like that. They already have the content ready to go. Because a lot of businesses give PDFs away, or they have created these things, but you just download the PDF. So there's that content right there in the booklet. So let me take a step back. So KDP for B2B is Kindle Direct Publishing for business to business. So what I found from my history, I started going out and talking to businesses. And when I started doing that, I realized we could take the low content KDP model and add their brand logo, contact information, and create the booklets. Now, what the beauty is about that is the business now is driving the traffic to the book. They have an audience. They have all of the things that I needed in column number 2 that I did not have. So when I went to column number 3 for the KDP for B2B, boom, that's when the businesses got excited because I could create the booklet for them. Then they would take the URL, take the information, and promote it to their audience. And this is all under my KDP account. So I'm making a royalty every time a book is sold.
Yep.
Fantastic, right?
Yeah.
I know.
And I think the other great thing, we had mentioned earlier that KDP is print on demand. And for a small business, especially, that's such a perfect fit, because when they are promoting these to their business, they're only going to have to print and or sell at the time that they actually sell, or one of their customers buy it, I should say.
Right.
They don't have to have inventory of it or do all this extra work to have all these books. It's just whenever a customer wants it, they can buy it, one at a time, up to hundreds, or
Yes. Yeah. And so, like Rob said, they don't have to have inventory, which I remember as a business owner, you'd have something made, you'd have 100 of them sitting in your office. Now you have, say your contact information has changed. Now you're getting a little sticker out, putting that on there as your new contact. You don't have to do that with KDP because you can make those changes for the business owner and have them updated right away. Because like we said, they're only buying them as needed versus I have to buy 100 to get the best price. I found that Amazon does have a great price because you have to include if you want to have them shipped. So a lot of these other print on demand platforms are great, but you have to then get the books and then have them shipped out to their clients. That's an extra cost between $7 to $9 for shipping plus your time. Business owners are busy. So this way, a client comes into their business or signs up for their course. Then you get their address, you shoot them off from Amazon's website, the book that's part of their business, and it gets sent out to them in 2 days with Prime. Amazon is a great shipper. That's the difference when you're thinking, well, other people do other print on demands. I've seen it. I know people go to Staples a lot and have booklets done. I have videos on that. They're very costly compared to Amazon, so they have a great low price to get in for businesses. Also, they ship around the world, so in 2 days. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So that's a really the points I'm trying to tell you is this business models for you to go out to businesses or go online, because with COVID, go online and check around with all these different coaches and realtors, and it can be, nutritionists, gyms. We go through a whole bunch of wedding planners, and we've talked a lot about this and like finding your niche in the KDP market, going towards those businesses, creating these branded booklets for them. Nobody is doing that for them. This is what you guys need to do. You need to jump on this now and start this business. This is your own business. This is not an MLM. I teach you from A to Z how to get this started, and walk you through all this. Plus, we have Facebook groups that are private that you'd be a part of when you purchase the course. But if you could do this on your own, and I want you to know that, but I also have an accelerated program because there is a lot more steps. There's pricing, there's, how to create the books, how to get your KDP account going, all those things. So we can help you step by step to do that as well.
Yeah, I love the word you just said there, accelerate that, because, other things we're doing, and especially, the learning curve on this is relatively low. So you could definitely do this, but there is definitely a trial and error and, getting out and doing things. And so the things that we have available as resources is to speed up that process, to help you be more efficient in implementing the model.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've already been through all this. I created all these systems for you, so you don't have to go through some of the trials and errors I did. Some of the things that is pricing. We have a royalty calculator that Rob actually created that is so helpful because it breaks down all the costs of the book, how much royalty you're going to make, how much is going to cost for the book to be sent out, and all those things. Just a quick little calculator instead of trying to do it yourself. You can do it all yourself. You can go on KDP and figure all this out. It's all there for you.
Just a quick comment on that. I just want to, it was a little, maybe potentially a little confusing. We're saying, to sell on or to put your book on KDP doesn't cost you anything, and you get paid a royalty. We're talking with the royalty calculator and things. If you're working with the business, trying to figure out the prices appropriately that, what you should list it as and what kind of royalty you would make on those things. So maybe a little confusing.
I get so excited to tell you guys about this, so I get a little bit ahead of myself, and that's where Rob comes in. But the other part is KDP for B2B model. You do a setup fee as well, so you can do a setup fee to create the booklets for the business. So that's how you would get paid there. And then you can make a royalty every time a booklet is sold. So those are the two ways with KDP for B2B you can make money. So we talk a lot about that as well. And tomorrow is all about KDP for B2B. So I'm trying not to go too heavily into it, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of an idea of how this KDP works. You got your literature books. That's just, you could do for yourself or others. You can just create the journals and trackers at that low content book. You can get templates for coloring books and puzzle books. I have resources for that. So if you need help with that, let me know. I have plenty of people that have the templates already created. So you just have to create the cover and put the interiors in. I also have people who just only do KDP. And so I can connect you with some certain people, but you don't have to have that if you want to do the KDP for B2B model. You can, that is a whole system in one. We'll teach you KDP, and we teach you the B2B. So that's the whole course that we have, and it will help you from, like I said, setting up your account to all the way through to pricing and referrals for business referrals. Anything else, Rob?
Nope.
Like I said, I get excited. I can't help it. This is such an exciting time to be able to do this. Businesses are really needing our help right now, and this is a great way to do it. It's a low entry fee for them and it's branding their business. And a lot of people don't know about this and that's available to them. The businesses really don't know.
Right.
So they all go to Staples or something like that, which is not bad, but this is much better for pricing, and they can have it shipped.
Yep.
I wanted to give an example of what a low content book may look like in the interior page. So as you see, this is the notes, list lines, put notes. Maybe you know a music teacher. You could take this interior and then add the cover as a branded book for the music instructor.
And so when you say branded book, so it would have their, information for their specific, if they're a music teacher, for example, the interior is very common that you can buy these type of books, but it would have the music teacher's information on top, the beginning and the back of the book that kind of brands it for that particular.
For them, so that if you have a student and you want to get new students, you could give them the booklets too, so they have the contact information. So it's a way. It's like they call them lead magnets a lot of times, or something like to advertise your business. But also, say a year from now, the student took your class, your music class, and they go, "Oh, what was that teacher's phone number, or what was his email or her email?" And they can look at that booklet, and there's the contact information.
Yep.
So this is another example. This is dog information. So you just write in a few little informational, ID chip on your dog, the birthday, the breed, adoption location, a phone number, notes. It's pretty basic in that sense. This is maybe a little bit more maybe than what I showed you with the notes, but you could, as you get going, you can do these fairly simply and create this type of low content book. Okay, so I know I've spewed out a lot of information for you guys. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. This is really, it's just something so exciting, like I said, and dear to my heart. And I want to share it with you. And I want you guys to be successful in doing your KDP business. Like I said, it's your business. We're here to guide you. If you have questions, like I said, please let us know. We have resources as well if we can't answer the questions. So how do you make money or royalties with KDP? So you can make money and royalties every time a book is sold, like we said, on KDP.
Yep.
So that's how you make it. The book sold, and you get paid monthly. The first time a book is sold, it takes 2 months to start the royalties, and we can get into more of that. But basically, it's every month you get a royalty check from Amazon.
Right.
With KDP for B2B, you make royalties every time a book is sold. Plus, you can charge a setup fee to create the book for the business. And so you can make two fees, royalties consistently, and your setup fee as a one-time.
Yeah. Just wanted to make another comment about the royalties that you make. And it's really based on what you price the book at. Amazon has a minimum price that you have to charge or list it as to cover their costs. And then anything above that, that's then the royalty that you get. So the higher the price, the bigger the royalty, but you have to also price it competitively because, if you're selling a journal and you want to sell it for $50, that's great. But who's going to buy a journal for $50 if everybody else is selling them for $10 as an example?
Correct.
So so that is how you determine the amount of royalty you'll get is based on from the minimum that Amazon listed at or that their fee is, and then anything above that is what you get paid.
And so when you set up a KDP account and then you start creating your book, and then when you're going to list it, that's where there's a actual window that'll show you how much royalty, how much do they take to create the book, because they have to make a profit as well, and then how much you have to price the book at in order for you, and how much royalty you'll make. So you can play with those numbers. But like Rob said, if you charge $50 for the book and the journal, and no one's charging $50, it's rare unless you are somebody who is, an influencer and have a huge audience and they just want your book. But otherwise from that, you may make $1 or $2 on each book if you price it appropriately for the, what KDP is sort of, what the, I get put the word out, so whatever would be made there for each journal.
Yeah. And just those 2 bullet points there. So basically you're making a royalty in both cases, either directly from Amazon or the KDP for a B2B model. But in the second one, the business is driving the traffic versus the first. And you also have, as we were saying, a setup fee that you can charge the businesses to do the work that they would need to have done for you to create have that book created. So you can get some additional monies with this model that wouldn't necessarily.
And the goal is to do multiple books for these businesses. So that's another thing to think about. So, and the royalties come from Amazon. The setup fee will come from the business side, and you determine that as your own business as well.
Yep.
All right. Good stuff. So if you want to learn more about making money using KDP, like I said, check out our website at kdp4b2b.com. We have a lot of stuff in the Facebook units as well. Join our Facebook group. We also feel free to reach out to Rob or I, and we're more than happy to guide you in any direction that we have lots of resources. Like I said, we have a lot of knowledge and we can share it with you and get you going in the right direction to start your own KDP business.
Yep.
I love this stuff. Love it. And so I hope you enjoyed today. Like I said, we'll be here all week. We will be talking about KDP with a twist by adding B2B. So we're going to go into a little more in depth about what the B2B side would look like for you. So join us for session 3 tomorrow, February 17th. And same time, we have the events page set up and everything. It'll post in there, 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern. So wherever you fit into that. And join us tomorrow. And this is where it starts to get very exciting for me because I think KDP for B2B, obviously I started doing this a few years ago and not a lot of people know about this business-wise. So it's such a great experience to share this with the business. And especially right now, businesses need our help. They need our help. So let's do this for them too. And, there's an abundance out there and we all want to just share what we know and help each other. So,
yeah, I think that probably the biggest thing that you just touched upon is, and throughout our discussion today, is businesses just don't know about this print on demand model, the KDP model, and just making them aware of that just opens the doors to so many other opportunities. So that's super exciting.
Right. Yeah, it really is. So join us tomorrow if you're really interested in creating a twist to KDP. Like you can still do all your KDP model for yourself, but then you can always add this. So if you're doing KDP right now and you're like, okay, I'm doing well with that, but let me add the B2B side. So that's a great way to expand your business for sure and add that into your income streams.
Yeah, so it's an additional income stream that you can continue with the KDP, and then this is additive as additional income, another income stream for sure.
Right. All right. Well, we'd love to see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us today and have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Yep. Talk to you.